Okay, and welcome to Zine Inspiration. I'm your co-host Craig. This is Ryan. Ryan is somewhere, and today we have Nyx from Sea Green Zines. I'm sure you know her if you're watching this, and you probably know her. I have a few of Nyx's zines. This Bujo is a very good one. We have the 24-hour zine thing, paper currency, and something you might not know. A novel. So yeah, Nyx, thanks for joining us. Let's talk about a little bit. Let's talk about today what you're working on. What are you currently working on at the moment?
Well, putting the F word and Dreams and Nightmares, my A6 zines into PDFs, it's not very exciting, but it's a bit of a time-consuming pain in the bum. That's mostly what I've been doing, because I'm finding that with all the stuff happening in the world, sales are going up, but because I'm in Australia and 5 million miles away from everyone, people want digital versions more often than print versions. So it's been my big focus. But zine-wise, I am working on a new Perzine. I have the Perzine series, Don't Call Me Cupcake, but I'm finding that with the way things have been in my life lately, I wanted to start a different series, and it's going to be called Fragile Like Concrete.
Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't seen your Happy Mail Monday show or listened to the Zine Collector podcast, what can they expect from you if they pick up your zine for the first time?
A lot of enthusiasm for zines. I'm the zine world cheerleader. I love zines. It's if I were to give like one of my zines to anybody who doesn't know about it, it'd be paper currency first. Like I like what I do with my Perzines and all sorts of other things, but I want people to know about zines. All about the zines. Love the zines. I will introduce you to the zines. What I do is okay, but love the zines. If that makes any sense at all.
This is paper currency issue 1. Let's elaborate a little bit more. What is paper currency then? Why would you give that to somebody?
Paper currency is a zine for the love of zines, and I believe in that issue. Zine makers from around the world talk about how they got into zines, their first zines, that sort of thing. And with paper currency one, I just wanted to pick up on that passion, that inspiration, that even a bit of nostalgia for the zine makers to remember where they started. But yes, so I feel like if you don't know anything about zines, if I gave you paper currency, maybe you could kind of pick up on those good feels and want to investigate more.
It sounds like a paper version of what we do on this show, talking about the inspirations and why people wanted to get in zines. So if they buy your zine, they don't have to watch our show anymore.
Don't buy my zine.
No, do both.
Watch the show.
Do both.
Watch. Oh yes, both is also an option.
So what was it that got you into zines in the first place?
Do you know, I don't actually remember 100% clearly. I remember the time I had just moved from like Melbourne suburbs to Bendigo, and I was looking for some way to connect in a way that wouldn't set off my anxiety too badly. And I think I just stumbled across, it was a Ning at the time, the We Make Zines site. And yeah, started connecting with people there, started looking at trades, looking at Etsy and things like that. And it just kind of built from there. I absolutely fell in love. At the time, I was also in love with Post Secret. I don't know if you're familiar, where people send in postcards with their secrets on it, and the creators made a book out of it and everything. It was a big, big thing like a decade ago. Ooh, wow. A decade ago. Yes. Anyway, so that was a big thing, and that inspired Dear Anonymous for me, which was my first series.
So you started with a blog, because you still currently do a blog now, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, so that's where can that be found?
SeaGreenZines.com. SEA, the color green, zines.
And that's where you also post some of your videos as well, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want it to be as easily accessible as possible, everything that I do. So yeah, all the reviews and videos and everything goes on Sea Green Zines.
And so you have your zines available also on your site. And then, so are you doing digital zines at the moment?
Yeah, I have as part of Sea Green Zines, there's a whole distro section where I have some of your zines, Craig, and I need some of your zines, Ryan. But yeah, I'm building up a distro just to have that as part of the Sea Green Zines empire.
Nice.
So for anyone new to zines who's watching, what is a distro? Because we've talked about distros a few times on the show, but I don't think we've ever actually said what a distro does.
As far as my understanding of it, and I don't consider myself an expert in any of this stuff, but a distro is basically the word for a zine-specific shop. If you sell primarily zines, we call it a distro or a distro. Zine distribution shop, distro. To have that accessibility. Like I have, because I feel like I have friends in Japan and Canada and the States and the UK and things like that, I just thought I could be a good point of access for Australians to get more from around the world.
But then also like a hub or a distro can expose people to other creators. Like maybe you go there initially looking for someone's like Ryan's work, and then you're looking through someone's website, and then you find other creators. You're like, oh wow, that looks interesting, and then you get exposed to other creators. So I think that's one special thing about distros as well.
Back to your zines, you've dabbled in a whole variety of topics, everything from paper currency to hemp versus cotton, the F word. Is there a specific project that you really want to work on that is maybe on the back burner?
Something comes immediately to mind, and one project that has been on the back burner because I want to make sure the print quality is up to it is a poetry and photography zine. Ooh. I'm not sure what it would be called or anything, but yeah, I wouldn't call myself a photographer, but I like photography, and I'd love to bring that to zines at some point. But whereas I'm a bit not picky about quality of zines because there's such a wide variety and each has its own quirks and lovely things about it. With this zine, I really want to make sure the print quality is very specific, but also affordable. So that's why it's always been on the back burner. I have my little homemade bullet journal here, and I have a spread that is specifically for all of the zine ideas because there's so many ideas. I want to do so many things.
What inspires you, or what zine star inspires you? Do you have one maybe that initially inspired you or continues to inspire you due to a different form of creativity that they do it? Or
Nicole, Corridor Girl from Chicago, writes the Pieces series, Perzine series. Was one of the first zine contacts I ever made. Her style is cut and paste, and it's the Pieces zines are these chunky like A6 size zines, which I love. I love a good chunky little zine. And yeah, she inspires me all over the place. Writing style, topics, Perzine style, the cut and paste. She uses a lot of butterflies and pocket watches and stuff like that as visuals, which I love. But yeah, that's Perzine style. Xerography Debt is a zine series that inspires me because it's a zine about zines. And I think let me get this name right. Davida Gypsy Breyer, who is the main force behind Xerography Debt, also made like Metazine, which is also a zine about zines. So I'm sensing a theme within myself as I'm talking. I love zines about zines. Billy the Bunny, Billy McCall, all these various names. But Billy is the huge inspiration behind me making Mrs. from Murray Bridge, and from me pushing people to write their free life update, Christmas letter without the Christmas or the family implications, life update stuff.
Do you think is sort of like the future of zines?
Oh goodness. I think before the whole virus thing and mail slowdown and all that, I think the evolution of zines was already happening, especially with things like this series, people expanding to video and other digital things like that. I think the virus has certainly cooped up most people, and so it's inspired things to be pushed a little bit faster. I've seen a lot more Instagram zine accounts pop up and things like that. I think that I don't know that the face of zines is going to change a lot or anything like that, but I think it's going to keep like growing in this way, expanding in this way. Like I view it as a tree as such, where what's already happening is just going to get stronger and grow in that way, but it's also going to expand out with the little creativity branches, if I can extend the metaphor that much. I just think there's going to be more of the same, but insofar as the same being that people are finding new ways to express their love of zines, to make zines, to share them.
Yeah, but future of zines, I think you touched on some very important things. The social media aspect isn't going away, right? Like that's here to stay. And I think if anything, it's only really strengthening the paper zine. If you look at the amount of people who've been trying to make digital zines that are just strict PDFs, people don't want them. They still want the physical thing. And it seems like they don't mind waiting for the mail to sort its shit out in order to get it, which is really cool because that just shows the love for the actual tangible zine.
Oh, absolutely. I had someone ordered physical zines last month, mid-April, and they still haven't arrived. And I said, I'll just send it again. It might be lost. And he just kept saying, no. You know, if you have digital versions, be cool so I could check it out while I'm waiting. But it's all good. I want the the physical stuff.
Well, thank you so much, Nyx, for joining with us today and talking about zines and your love for zines. Your passion is completely obvious for the medium, and we love you very much for the passion that you bring to zines. We've had a great time chatting with you and learning from you, and hopefully we can do this again sometime. For you out at home watching, all of Nyx's contact information is going to be below. Go buy her zines. Check out the Happy Mail Monday and the Zine Collector podcast here on YouTube as well. And thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Nyx.
Thank you.
Thank you.